Treatment of the tear troughs has become something that's extremely popular with many of our patients. Up until about 4 or 5 years ago, this was essentially impossible for us to do. And as you can see from the images here, the hollow under the eyes, what we call the tear trough, is a particularly troublesome area, both in terms of the hollow itself and then some of the dark colors and shadows which are caused by that hollow. And so what we can do now is fill in the tear trough. And here you'll see me injecting what I like to use as my preferred treatment method, which is Restylane. And we can inject Restylane into that little hollow to essentially plump it up, but not over plump it, obviously, and fill in that crease or hollow, or what we call trough, tear trough, to make it look smooth and flat. And in the end, it makes people look a lot more refreshed and makes the area look a lot smoother. There are several very important subtleties to this treatment that make it very technique dependent. One is obviously where the material is placed. There are very, very subtle tissue planes that the injector needs to get the treatment into. And then second, we've developed at Skincare Physicians sort of a novel way to modify Restylane, which very few people in the country are doing. And that novel modification, which is a dilution technique, makes the Restylane much, much smoother when it injects. And it allows me, when I inject it, to sort of mold Restylane. So you'll see me along the way here pushing on the skin. And it's not just to sort of push to make it feel smooth, but I'm able to push the Restylane into little nooks and crannies that prior to about 6 months ago when we modified this technique, it just wasn't possible. So now we get great results. They last as long as 5 to 10 years, which is amazing, all with a single 10-minute injection session. And you can see here in the span of about 4 or 5 minutes, or maybe less, I've been able to treat that tear trough on the right. There's very little swelling. Infrequently is there bruising. Sometimes it's hard to see the results immediately because it takes a day or two for the Restylane to fill in. But in a second, this is going to flip from the injection part of the video, and you'll see the after photo here with a much smoother contour, a little bit of redness, which will be gone just in a day or so.